Alright. Let's change some settings a little bit before I do this. And make sure I'm live everywhere I want to be. Okay, let's begin. This is the Elder Scrolls. Best techniques are passed on by the survivors. Gaiden Shinji, Blade Master, First Era. For centuries, different factions battled in petty wars and border conflicts, until in the Second Era 896, Tiber Septim crushed all those who opposed him and took control, proclaiming himself as emperor. Still, the bitter years of war had its effect on the populace. The name Tamriel, wow, that's faster than I expected it to be. Hopefully they'll give me another chance to read that. For now, I'm just trying to see if it will let me resize the game window. This is pretty darn small. Nope. Okay. Well then, let's just get into it. So this is the very first Elder Scrolls game. Hang on. This is just way too freaking loud. Holy goodness. Now, I need to like lower that by 50 decibels. That is insanely loud. Just got my ears irrigated at the doctor. I'm gonna blow out my eardrums. Let's try that again. Alright, let's try this again. For centuries, different factions battled in petty wars and border conflicts, until in Second Era 896, Tiber Septim crushed all those opposed him and took control, Proclaiming himself as emperor, still the bitter years of war had its effect on the populace. The name Tamriel, Elvish for dawn's beauty, seldom fell from English lips and was soon forgotten. A place where different sides of the same coin tossed every day, the people of the known world began calling the land of their sorrow the Arena. Now, 492 years after Tiber slipped into control and kept the peace, the land of Arena has a new threat. The Emperor Euroseptim VII celebrates his 43rd birthday. Jealous hearts desire the throne and plot his downfall. It is said that hope flies on death's wings. Prepare them, for the Elder Scrolls foretold it will be here that your adventure begins. Uriel Septim, Emperor of Tamriel, stands with Talion, leader of the Imperial Guards. They have been summoned by Jagar Tharn, Imperial battle mage of the Empire, on rumors of treachery. The Emperor is betrayed and transported to a dimension of Tharn's choosing. After months of preparation, Jagar Tharn takes the throne. Rhea Silmain, once Tharn's apprentice, is captured before she can warn the Elder Council of the Imperial Battle Mage's treachery. Manipulating the essence of magic, Tharn prepares to take the true Emperor's place. The Imperial Wizard wastes no time in gathering his servants and turning them into twisted counterparts of the Emperor's Guard. So, we have heard that story if you watched my playthrough of Skyrim in some of the Baron Zaya books. So, you can select or generate a class. Let's generate. So I've never played this before. 10 questions shall be asked that will determine the path of your destiny. The scroll bars roll the parchment up or down. Use the A, B, or C keys to answer the questions. While exploring the woods with two other adventurers, you come across a small abandoned hut that seems to have once belonged to a mage. Looking through the window, you see the remains of a laboratory, many potions and scrolls still on the shelves. A fighter named... This is so small. A fighter named Geoting, who thinks you a cowardly sort, suggests breaking into the shack and exploring. Another fighter named Hunard suggests going to town to find out more information. You advise going into town. There are... Can I go back up? Going into town, they are more familiar with the area and may have important information about the hut and the surrounding area. Breaking into the shack, but leaving one person on the outside in case something goes wrong. You should investigate new things, not run away from them. Or daring Geotine to go in first. If there is a trap, she can trip it, then you and Hellard can go in and explore at your leisure. I think I would go into town and see what they have to say. Armsmaster Festal is relating the story of a great king he knew in a faraway land whose inventors created a wondrous balloon of such size it could transport dozens of people through the air to any place they chose. If you were this king, he asks you, how would you use this remarkable balloon? Would you explore regions previously impossible or extremely dangerous to visit by land? Keep the balloon a secret, saving it for surprise attacks or defense in a time of war? Commission the inventor to create dozens of these balloons in hopes of making a travel system across your realm that will speed up transportation time and the exchange of ideas. I think a travel system is, and exchanging ideas is very important. Let's say see. An old man stops you on the way to market, claiming to have been robbed. He is lying on the trail and seems gravely injured. He asks you to run to town and get the constable. You give him your word that you will go directly to town and bring the constable back. As you make your way back, you notice a suspicious man creeping along another trail. He doesn't seem to notice you yet. Do you follow the man, reasoning that if this man is the robber, you could lead the constable directly to him and safeguard other travelers, although it would mean breaking your word? Take note of him, but continue on, reasoning that the man on the trail is hurt too badly to stop, regardless of any other consideration. Take note of him, but continue on, reasoning that your word is your bond and that it takes precedence over anything else. Uh, I think you take note of him, but continue on. Uh, but I'll do the C option. B and C don't seem too different. Armsmaster Festal poses a question one day to his class. A company of 100 men is attempting to flee from the enemy. There are two paths out of the broken stronghold. One path will kill half the men under the officer's command, but the other half would survive. The other path has a 50% chance that everyone would die, but also a 50% chance that everyone would survive. As the commanding officer, would you choose the path that would guarantee half your men would survive? Choose the path that has a 50% chance that all would survive and a 50% chance that all would perish, or turn the choice over to the men and let them decide by majority vote which path they should commit themselves to. It's kind of these philosophical questions. Um, huh. Let them choose. Let them determine their fate. You have a great aunt and a great uncle living in two different nearby villages. Both of them have asked your father to allow you to live with them for a few weeks. Your father knows where he plans to send you, but he is curious about your opinion. Given this choice, would you rather live with your great aunt, a wise old woman of considerable wealth? Living in luxury for a few weeks could not only be enlightening, it could also be very interesting. Live with your great uncle, a sick old man who has always been something of a stranger to you. A few weeks with him may be arduous, but he is in more need of your help than your great aunt. Think of a way to divide your time between your great aunt and great uncle. Perhaps you will not be able to spend as much time with either as much as you would like, but neither would be left out. No one should be left out. A friend has, on several occasions, made remarks about how much he likes a particular gold ring of yours. One day you discover this ring is missing, and after making a thorough search, find it in a coat your friend had left in your pantry. Are you most inclined to ask your friend how he came about the ring, reasoning that it is highly probable that he found it and meant to return it to you? Confront him with his theft. You know that there is no way the ring just fell into his pocket by accident, and therefore he is nothing but a common thief who would betray you for material gain. Or say nothing, deciding instead to wait and see what your friend does. If he is innocent or guilty, you'll know by whatever actions he takes. At that time, you can confront him with the truth. I would probably say nothing, if I'm being honest. A good friend of yours is in love with a girl from a neighboring village, a girl who barely knows him. He is extremely shy and inexperienced, and he pleads for your help. Yeah, he's asking the wrong person. Would you suggest he go to her immediately and declare his love? If the relationship is to be, he needs to be honest from the start. You offer to accompany him to the village for support. Find out more about this girl using any contact he can find in her village. He will not be so shy if he knows something about her, and may even find out she is not the right girl for him. Or let you help him write anonymous love letters and poems to see her reaction without needing to face her directly. If the reaction is favorable, he can talk to her friends in the village and arrange an accidental meeting. Well, C is out of the question. You know what? Honesty is a good policy. I'm going to say A. A boat you are in is suddenly caught in a tremendous whirlpool. As the current reaches an impossible velocity, the little boat begins springing leaks and starts to sink under the vortex. You can see no way out that does not promise death, so you pick up a bucket and begin bailing furiously. hoping to keep the boat afloat just a few more seconds. Sit back and accept your fate, choosing to die with a sense of decorum and nobility, not as a commoner who fears the unknown. Or dive into the churning current. You may only be hastening your own death, but at least you are doing something. Uh... No, dive in, why not? There's no good option there. Your mother is terribly ill, and you have been sent with a few gold pieces to buy some rare medicinal herbs for her. As you reach the door to the apothecary's, you realize there is a hole in your purse and all the gold has fallen out. Do you enter the store, tell the apothecary your dilemma, and promise on your honor to pay him back for the herbs your mother so desperately needs? Attempt to steal the herbs from the apothecaries. You know the old man who works in the store will not be able to catch you, and your mother lies sick. Run back home and admit the loss, hoping that your father will have more gold. You know you'll be punished, but you'll neither be in debt to the apothecary nor will you be a thief. I say tell the apothecary about the issue. Though I'm probably going to end up as a thief in the game anyway. The town has a lottery in which the winning chit is called. You would look in shock as the winning chit number matches your own. Before you can say anything, another family walks forward. You have seen them before and know that they are extremely poor. Your family, on the other hand, is very well off and can do without the 100 gold piece prize. Do you say nothing and allow the other family to claim the prize? Stand and show your chit, knowing that the prize is rightfully yours? Stand and show your chit and offer to split the prize in half with the other family. I say offer to split it with them. Thou wouldst survive longest as a healer. Wilt thou accept this as thy destiny? Sure, why not? I know nothing about what's going to happen. What will be thy name, healer? I'll just give him my own name. Choose thy gender, male. From where dost thou heal, Patrick the Healer? I can choose any of the provinces in Tamriel: High Rock, Hammerfell, Skyrim, Morrowind, the Imperial Province, Blackmarsh, Elsewhere, Valenwood, or the Somerset Isle. I'm going to choose Skyrim because we just played it. Thou hast chosen Skyrim, land of the Nords. Wouldst thou accept this as thy home? Yes. Then thou wilt be known as the healer Patrick, who would call Skyrim, land of the Nords, his home. Know ye this also, thy race is strong as the northern winds which sweep through icy glaciers. The Arctic climes hast hardened thy folk for life's cruel and bitter hand. Thy body and mind must be intelligent and willful if thou art to succeed as a healer. Go ye now in peace, let thy fate be written in the Elder Scrolls. Distribute thy points as needed, keeping in mind the recommendation for thy chosen class. So I have 11 points to distribute as I see fit. There's strength, intelligence, will, agility, speed, endurance, perception, I assume, and luck. So I should put at least a few points each into intelligence and agility. Or intelligence and will. I have no idea what I'm doing here. Sure, that'll work. So, the person who directed Morrowind said that they tried this game 20 times and got through the opening area one of those times. Arena is not intended to be easy. Thou wilt now choose thy appearance. The mean canst be altered by clicking thy face. When thou art finished, select Done to enter the world of Tamriel, home of the arena. Uh, I don't have a lot of customization options. It would seem. Yeah, I don't have a lot. Uh, this guy looks fierce. Let's do this guy. All right. Oh, this is... That was rough, but this game did release in 1994. So I appear to move with the arrow keys. You awaken to the drip of water from somewhere above. The cell walls are covered in slime, as are the chains which hang from above. Your eye, however, immediately goes to a strange ruby glint from the corner of your cell. How do I do things? I put my hands up. That's my spell menu. You cannot travel from here, thanks. I have no idea what I'm doing right now. You're in Imperial Dungeons. It is 12:14 in the afternoon. The day is Turdas. I am healthy. For now. I'm trying to grab this key, but I don't know. Okay, so as far as I'm aware, the longer you stay here, the more dangerous the enemies become. So we don't want to spend too long here, if we can. manage it. I see an enemy. How do I fight it? I'm taking damage right now. How do I fight? I don't even know how to attack. Well, hopefully it's saved at some point. Nope. Of course it didn't. Why would it? There was no autosave in 1994. No, it just give me a healer. Since that's what I got for my answers. I have less bonus points this time. Oh well. I do not want to listen to all of that again. Okay, so if I hit escape, I can save game. Game 1. Okay. Drop to DOS. What's that? Oh, that closes the game. Well, good thing I saved first. I have to go through this every time. So yeah, there's no continue. Now just I got the key faster this time. That's something. It seems safe to rest in these ridges. bag of gold pieces and a bow. There's a rat. I have my... You're supposed to do damage with the right mouse button. But I...
With you died our last hope for justice. Tharn is now free to do as he will.
Holding down the right mouse button is how you're supposed to attack. Let me check something here. Does this game have controller support? I have no idea, but I'm gonna find out. And maybe something there will shake out. Anything? Maybe if I exit the game and go back in, it will. Except that I have plugged in a controller. Oh, this game wasn't just... It says the controllers won't work. Once I plugged in the controller, it decided, hey, no, that's not okay. Of course, it doesn't appear to be designed to support anything else either. If right mouse button is how you do things, then I have to have my mouse plugged in because this computer's trackpad doesn't seem to have right click. I mean, I've tried, but it doesn't really work. Alright, let's continue trying to figure out how to do anything. At least I had the game saved. I don't actually have to see the key to grab it. Everything in this game is procedurally generated, so there's no guarantee that I'm going to see the same enemies or... I see a goblin, thanks. Oh, I did something. I managed to attack it once. I don't know how, I was just clicking. I dealt damage to an enemy. Maybe I should be... a mark. I don't know what that is. How do I access my inventory? I don't know. I'll hit him with fire. Okay, that caused the game to freeze. Attempting to use fire, apparently. I'm not trying to camp. I have no idea how to even attack.
Is now free to do as he
0, actually. I don't want to rest. All I want is to know how to actually attack. And I can only pick up the key like 10% of the time I try to do anything. And I'm the... Okay, he swung once.
with you
I only
now
swing
for justice.
once and then he won't
Thorn is
swing
now free to
again.
do as he
Is that something to do with my stats? Did I have a stat that's so low that he only knows how to swing his arms once? I got a shield this time. Let me figure out how to use the shield. I picked up a shield. How do I equip it? Maybe because I'm a... Okay, that time he just swung. And the goblin died. I fell into the water. That seems bad. How on earth do I get out? There we go.
with you
I still don't know how I swung.
Thorn is now free to do as he wills. It saddens me.
If I can't figure out how to consistently actually attack, then there's no point in doing anything. If I can't damage enemies, A longsword definitely feels like something I feel like I should be allowed to use. Okay, you're kind of showing me a map, except I can't do anything there. This is a journal, or logbook, or whatever. I'd be thrilled to be able to use the longsword, but I guess not. I don't really want to go into the water because it was so difficult.
With you died our last
There's no consistent way that I can figure out to actually attack.
saddens me to see the beautiful land of Tamriel rotting from within.
Of course.
I wish you peace in the afterworld.
Now I get it. I know what I'm doing wrong. Clicking just doesn't matter. You have to swing the mouse. Okay, now I understand at least how to attack. It's not going to make things any much easier, but we won't die immediately against the first goblin, probably. I don't mind that I didn't pick anything up because I'm not getting anything out of it anyway. It looks like the water is required to actually progress. Can I get out, please? Maybe? There are riches to be had all over the place. But I don't want to stay here too long. It said west and then south, but I haven't been paying. Red eyes seem to glare at you from the darkness. I think that means that the enemies are getting stronger. I think that's just the same way. It's happening over here no matter what. thought I figured out how to get out of the water, and then it got harder. I think I hear a rat of some sort. I think this is where I started. Oh, multiple goblins, and I was too low on health. Okay. Let's try. Let's give this an additional attempt. But I may well decide to do something else. One gold piece, plate boots, and a long sword of some sort. If only I knew how to actually equip them, that would be so darn useful. But I don't know how to access my inventory. No. Don't put your hands down, sir. Seems like a very quick way to die. I died.
You died our last hope for justice.
Okay.
Thorn is now free to do as he will. It saddens me to see the beautiful land of Tamriel rotten from within. Goodbye. I wish you peace in the afterworld.
That is the most useless search result I've ever seen. I don't need to know how to manage the inventory. I need to know how to access it. Completely useless. I'm picking up like shields and weapons, and I don't know how to use them. Okay,
You
that
died our last
was
hope for justice. Thorn is now
That was pointless. Okay, so I take the plate boots, and then nothing? Is it because of my uh, class that the boots don't do anything? Did I click on myself? If I click on myself, that does something. Healers cannot equip the plate boots. I can equip a dagger. It could have told me that I had a dagger at some point. Now I can swing a dagger instead of my fists. I'm gonna go this way because I can't get out of the water. It's like a 10% chance that I actually get out of the water. It sounds like the enemies can also open doors. Yes, I understand that there are enemies nearby. I want to open my magic menu, thank you. I want to use my healing. I want to use my healing. Thank you. I don't have enough spell points.
With you died our last hope for justice.
Well, I figured out how to access the inventory at least. That's
It
something.
saddens me to see the beautiful land of Tamriel rotten from within.
I guess that's progress. Took me nearly an hour to figure out how to access the inventory in this game. So it seems like we start with a dagger no matter what. So the first thing I should probably be doing is equipping that each time. There are a lot of goblins here. I killed them all though. It took almost all of my health, but I killed them. It said something about those spots being safe. That didn't seem particularly safe to me.
With you died our last hope for justice. Thorn is now free to do as he will. It saddens me to see the beautiful land of Tamriel rotten from within. Goodbye. I wish you peace in the afterworld.
I'm seeing why Uh, you might get out 1 in 20 times. Maybe I should have said today was the day I was going to get shredded. I didn't die even once when playing uh, Stardew Valley the other day. I doubt I can use a plate to cure us. That doesn't seem like something a healer would have access to. Yeah, so I can equip the dagger, and that's basically it. You can also manage your spells, but no. I don't appear to have. Where do you go? West, then south. Well, this is west. Let's try to continue west. I can't get out. How do you exit the water reliably? Or was the goblin hitting me back into it?
Hope for justice. Thorn is now free to do as he will. It saddens me to see the beautiful land of Tamriel rotten from within. Goodbye. I wish you peace in the afterworld.
Apparently, all you have to do is walk forward. But that doesn't, that hasn't been working. That was one of the first things I tried to see if just moving forward would help. It didn't. Well, we already know we can't use a long sword. I would imagine a mace is the same situation. No, I can use a mace. Sure, give me a mace. Wow, that is horrible. Things are shaking. Is that because I was taking damage? I don't appear to be able to do anything with that. I defeated a couple goblins, and one of them actually had things. There was a staff of some sort. I'm struggling enough without spam messages. Thank you very much. Maybe I didn't pick up the staff? Or maybe I couldn't pick up the staff? Who knows at this point? I can't heal. I don't have enough magic to heal. All of that was one gold piece. That's a lot of gold. And there was right around that corner. Well, that's an hour of the Elder Scrolls Arena. Uh, I think that's a reasonable chunk to show you how the Elder Scrolls has changed in the years between 1994 and 2011 when Skyrim originally came out. Uh, a lot happened. I may try this again at some other point, but right now I'm going to switch to a different game because I am not having fun anymore. So I will temporarily stop the stream and I'll be back with a different game in just a few minutes.